Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today, I don't have much to offer you, just a special little short story. A warning for any of my Kaiju number 8 fans about a video that will be coming out eventually. It's turned out to be a lot longer than I expected, so it's going to be a full Sunday video over 20 minutes. And a bit of, I suppose, karmatic revenge for any of my Humans Are Weird friends who have read through my stories. Now, I suppose that I've made no secret of it through my stories that, like many a human being, I like dogs. This is something that does seem to be truly universal throughout the course of human history. You can go out and dig up 2,000-year-old Roman ruins, and you will find touchingly sentimental epitaphs put up by the wealthy Romans to their favorite dogs. A famous one reads something along the lines of, "As I carry you to your grave in my arms, I grieve more than I would have 15 years ago when I first got you." Anyway, all sorts of sentimental epitaphs about dogs, and we find the stories of dogs everywhere. And of course, one of the most famous dogs in the world is the dog Hachiko, or Hachi, as the name is sometimes given. There have been movies and books and stories, and the story is probably passed word of mouth around the world. Definitely, it's very famous in the English-speaking world. Even if you're not an otaku at all, even if you know nothing about anime or manga, you have heard of Hachiko, the dog who represents loyalty. And I, of course, some years ago now, I integrated this into my story on one of the oddities of humans. The title of the story was simply Humans Are Weird, Hachi, and I decided, well, the fact that in many cultures it's common for humans to show greater emotion at the loss of a dog they don't know than at the loss of a person they don't know is kinda weird. In fact, it's been noted in certain cultures that it's more socially acceptable for even the most stoic of men to grieve over the passing of a dog than it is for them to publicly grieve over the passing of a loved one. And when you step back and look at it, that's really weird. Every organism is genetically programmed to care more about things that are genetically closer to them. This is part of the reason that we value, say, dogs more than we do fish. And our genes drive us to take care of those whose genes are closest to us. Again, that's even why, in general, humans care more for family members than they do for strangers. So why do we, for some reason, feel the urge to express such grief over the loss of an animal that's quite genetically different from us, as far as mammals go anyway? So I took this concept and I wrote it into one of my stories. A couple of aliens noted this and were observing it, and they brought it up with one of the humans. Now, like many authors did, I presumed on the cultural knowledge of my readers. I did not explain who Hachiko was. I barely referenced the story at all. I just had the aliens bring up the name of the story to one human, then showed the human's reactions. And the feedback I got on this story was interesting, to say the least. Some of the comments on the story simply answered the questions that the aliens asked. Why would a human show more grief over a dog? And the general consensus seemed to be that humans are complex creatures capable of good and evil, while dogs in their simplicity are incapable of evil, therefore always innocent, therefore never deserving of suffering. But however, they do suffer because of our actions. That's why we show this extra sympathy for them. And many of them brought up some of the various research that has gone into human-dog relations. It was a very good conversation with this story. But one of the comments kind of struck me. The comment was this: "I was warned by the title. I should have been prepared. It was just one mention at the end, no description. I should be able to handle this. Still crying. He was such a good boy." And the later commenters upvoted that enough to show that it was a common sentiment. And a couple of comments again asked me, like, how could you do this to us? Why do you want to make us cry? I didn't need my heart anyway. In short, many of the responses to the story I wrote about Hachiko, or centered around the concept of Hachiko rather, the responses were the tongue-in-cheek, "You have made me suffer just by mentioning this." And, well, for anybody who might have suffered through those feels dug up by my story, please know that you have been avenged by Noya Matsumoto. In the latest chapter of Kaiju number 8, Noya Matsumoto places one of these scenes of action at the famous Hachiko Gate Scramble intersection in Shibuya Station. This was the exit gate to the train station that was dedicated to the memory of Hachiko. There is a bronze statue, which, like all bronze statues of good boys, has been worn to a gleaming bronze color where many hands have reached out to pet the statue, because this is actually something that you get with any brass relief or bronze statue. All over the world, the people reach out and they pet the statue or the relief on the head. If it's the shape of a dog, we feel compelled to pat it. And so I decided to make a video about this, and I did. I made a thorough video about Hachiko and a couple other good boys. And during the course of my research, I was bawling like a baby because I am weak against the sentiment inspired by the good boys. And all from one line of description on page number 10 of chapter 68. A humanoid kaiju abruptly appeared at the scramble intersection of the Hachiko exit gate, which led me down a rabbit hole of research, which led to all of my readers who might have been traumatized by the story in which I used Hachiko as a one-off reference, getting their vicarious karmatic revenge. Also, this is a warning to anybody who likes to listen to my Sunday deep analysis videos into Kaiju number 8. The feels are coming for you, so be prepared. Here's hoping you have a great week with plenty of feels, both good and bad, and peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.